Okay. Shkoyach, and let's proceed with the Chazorah. It's corrected. There was a mistake, the wrong side, Yisrael. And we have addition. So we're going to just go through it very quickly now, from the top to bottom. Hadasah Esther. So Hadasah, feminine. Hadasah is Malchus Datzilus, or Malchus Inatzilus, Ba'atzilus. And Esther is Malchus, as Malchus descends into Biyah. The Maim explains Malchus on two levels, as always, as Bechlal, namely Elikus, and secondly, Neshamas. Yeah. All right. So right away in Ois Beis, again, those numbers there are where Ois Beis, chapter 2, paragraph 2, he states that we're talking about Ponim and Ocher. That's the whole template here. B'chlal, Ponim, the Pnim of Elikus is what he's speaking about, is the Ma'alim Mishtar Shalus. The Ocher, the Esther dimension is Biyah. The Proteus, that's true, which revisited later again, is Atzilus and Biyah. In more detail, Atzilus, Eitzel, Atzilus. What? What?
I think I need to be muted.
Oh. So Atzilus is Atzilus is overall the Pnimis of Elikus. As we've explained, Atzilus is the Eibishter revealing himself in these ways, but it's not lost in Atzilus. This is how God is revealing himself. So that's Pnimius. Biyah is already the realm of Chitzonius, of Ocher, of creation, of a sense of independent in value to these very spheres. As we explained, the moshel of the four people looking at the same painting, you won't repeat it. It's the same painting, it's four takeaways. That's Atzilus and Biyah. So Biyah is already that sense of the painting. In contrast to Atzilus, it's all about the painter. Now, then he explains it in the Shamas. Level number 3, Bo'im Bek Yoseh. There were two levels before that, the Cha'ira, and then Omnom, and then finally Bo'im Bek Yoseh. And he introduces the Yitzchayim, the quote, the Nitzutz and Beire, and says, what is the Yitzchayim referring to? Atik of Adam Kadmon. That's the conclusion. And Atik is very different to Arich. It's I am as opposed to I want. So that is the Pnimis of the Neshama. And the Chitzonius is the Svir is the Adam Kadmon Atik, and that's already Arich. That's as the Neshama descends already. That's where Yechida begins, the 5 names that the Neshama has. Even Yechida, which is sometimes treated as the essence, but Beprotius is not. Chamisha Shemis Nikra La. She has 5 names. So what's the her, the she? That's a Nitzitz Cotton Beire. That's the Etzem. And the Yechida, Chaya, Neshama, Ruach, and Nefesh are these pashtus, in the words of the Maamar. Then he said, back to Elikus, in Abiyad the Chlolus. So in Abiyad the Chlolus, what's the Pnimius of Abiyad the Chlolus? Atzilus the Chlolus. And what's that? Oirin Sof, synonymous with Atik Dodem Kadmon. And Biyah, the Maimon doesn't go into these details, I just put it on the chart. Biyah is Bria is Ak, and Yitzira is Keser, and Asiya is Atzilus. That's all the hinder part of Elikus in the bigger picture, even though Beprotius Atzilus is the Pnimius. Again, the operative word here is relative. In order to introduce this, how it is in Avodah, he talks about the Neshama, Beprotius. First, he spoke about, we could also write here Neshama Beprotius. Neshamas Beprotius. Because before Neshamas Bechlolos, the Atzmis, the Pnimis, the Moker, that is the Nitzitz Cotton Boyer, which is Mislabish and the Nitzitz Cotton Nivra. But Beprotius, even after the Neshama has, Beprotius means even after as it's emerged with the Shemus, Chai Yechida, there's also this relative Hadasah Esther Pnimis Chitzonius. So we could add here, maybe I will, that the level of Yisrael, Rosh Neshama, that's Chaya in Yechida. And Yaakov, the Regal Shabbat Neshama, is Nefesh Ruach Neshama. Right, so there's something I didn't say in the Maamar, maybe I did, but I'm adding it now. You can add it with your pen yourself in the notes. Was that clear? The prati is chai yechida, the transcendent, the pneumius levels. This is why a regular weekday we daven 3 times. Never, because it corresponds. Never shuach neshama. Shachris is connected neshama, and mincha ruach and ma'ariv connected nefesh, and Rosh Chodesh and Shabbos, Rosh Chodesh and Yom Tov we daven 4 times because that's when the level of chayim, my desire for godliness is revealed. That's the upward. It's a day of desire. And Yom Kippur is the 5th tefillah because Yom Kippur is the yechida, relatively speaking, mamash the atzmis of the neshama. In avodah, invoking the level of Hadasah is where the whole neshama is firing away, meaning to say this seichel, and this he's explained this, the different isbonenis in Memali and Soiviv, he explained in chapter 2. And there's B'chol Moitcha there as well. Obviously, it's the first parsha of the Shema. B'chol Moitcha speaking of Matzav Zman Abayis. B'chal says in Chassidus, that means the first parsha, Rashi actually, it's based on the Rashi and Chumash, that the second parsha of the Shema is speaking even as Zman Agolos. Chumash Rashi. So the first parsha is Man Abayis, so for sure there's a Veda B'chol Moitcha. But it's not the same as B'chol Moitcha in Zman Agolos. The B'chol Moitcha in Zman Abayis is an inspired inspiration that comes as a maton, as a gift, as a result of the levavcha v'chol nafshecha. B'chol Moitcha is, however, an atzmis dikim mesiras nefesh that even the simple Jew, or maybe especially the simple Jew, has demonstrated. And that's dafke in Hester anochi aster is panai. I'll point to the maimir is anochi haster is panai, but the panai is present. Allah Riches in the maimir covered but present, even though the way the maimir explained it seemed like there is not the avodah of b'chol moitcha zman hagolos, but that cannot be because zman hagolos is dafke that's halavai bakar the somalach nafshi. So much so that halavai bakodesh chazisicha. So he answers that there is the avodah of the etzem nefesh, but not the oyer koyach, as the maimir explained at length. We said that now, inspired or present essentially. I am a Jew, can't be any other way. So this is the between the Zayin, Zman Abayis, and Golus. All of this, again, if you're looking at the page, you're keeping the big picture in mind, you're not getting lost. And then he brought in the Ches, paragraph 1, the taich of the Baal Shem Tov. You tell me the Baal Shem Tov's taich is on which word? What's the critical word the Baal Shem Tov taiches from? It's right from its simple meaning from the Cain. The simple meaning is that he's in Midbar Yehuda and he's pining for what? The Mishkan, Gila Likus. Here I'm in Be'eretz Sivoiv, I'm thirsting and longing for you in a tired and thirsty, exhausted land. I want Cain Bakodesh Chadisicha. I want Cain YEA. Yea, indeed, I want to be in holiness and behold you there. That's where I want to be. Hashem Tov's taich is the mamish the heipach. That when he's in holiness, he says, Halavai, in holiness, I would want you like in the Midbar Yehuda, that Samal Chanafshi with Etzem and the Sham is revealed. Or could be even in Zman Agolis, he recognizes that Halavai could maintain this connection even in the time of his personal Geula. So he's saying that also in Midbar Yehuda. We don't have to change the pshat that drastically, but that requires a much deeper insight because Midbar Yehuda is a painful place, but to recognize even in the painful place that Halavai, it only comes out in retrospect, really, that you have this appreciation of Mendel. They told you when we learned the Maimon, he missed the Gulag days in a certain way. He's not asking to go back there. But what did he miss in the Gulag days? How much this?
So why did you put that on the side of Manabayis Hadasah? How come you put the Pirish Baal Shem Tov on the
because Halavai and Manabayis should be the Kodesh Chazisich, like you have in Zman HaGolus. We could have put it there, and it could, yeah.
Brings up the mile of the Moishe.
Yeah, it brings up the Zman HaGolus. That's why I had a Pirush Baal Shem Tov. That there is in the time of Geula, it came by Kodesh Chazisich Halavai. Here, I will have the connection that had in Zman HaGolus. And that's also the meaning of the pasuk Ani Yeshein in Esther. Ani Yeshein, what's Yeshein in Golus? What's sleeping in Golus? Tell me. Moichin in the Midas. However, the pasuk doesn't say however. But this taich Ani Yeshein is referring to what? Golus, that's from the Zoya. The Taichas, I could have both, it's just endless, but all the sources for everything here. But you're learning the Maimon. This is to tell you where's paragraph, which chapter, which paragraph you see there for the sources. So this Taich of the Pasuk in Shir Hashirim, Ani Yeshin V'li is going on Zman HaGolus. Even though I'm sleeping, and that's the conscious faculties, but Libi, what's Libi here? The Etzem on the Shoma, that is awake. So what's revealed? So in the Tachlis, avoidance, man a bias where he is serving the Eibishter with Mesiras Nefesh b'chol moitcha. True, but that's Oid Neshama. In this Ois Ches was the whole shaila. How can we say that it's man Golos? There's no b'chol moitcha adra, but that's what Neshama is. That's where we brought the came the Hadasah was really part of the question. Here the Oid Neshama Kech Neshama is the answer. Now, if you remember, can you tell me there's two levels in Koyach HaNeshama? Look there, it has two. So it's in one, it's in two, 3 words. He just says, but here we're not talking that. It's 2 levels, and we explained at length, and we learned the Maimon. What are the 2 levels of Koyach HaNeshama? You see it there in Ches chapter, in paragraph 2, the very beginning. If I recall. First give me the words of the Maimon, and then tell me what it means. Found it there. Just read the words in Hebrew. Give me a moment. I'll tell you what I'm referring to, because some of us are Maimon. No, it's okay. I have it. It's okay. I have it. That's paragraph 2, friends. I shall refer you to. I have it. Oh, but you want it. Third line. He says, Sheklolus elo shemaduber kan. Right, so there's 2 levels. The third line of paragraph 2. Elo sheklolus yinal koyechu sheyachal lavi bislapshus b'shinoyim. Abal shemaduber kan v'koyech de'etzem anashama. We explained that. Do you see that there's 2 levels of koyach? Or 2, it can refer to 2 levels. We're not talking about the general way koyach is referred to. Here we're referring to the koyach atzmi. Do you remember the Asbara? No? Say something. How would you simple language describe koyach in general, not the way it's referred to in the Maimon? Koyach versus oil. I didn't go to Protim, but it's Shefa versus oil. We learned recently, just remind you, just before you say, just going to remind you that koyach exhausts, oil does not. There's no investment in the oil. You just you radiate. Koyach are giving a shtik gesund. Remember that whole arichas? No way. No, it was arichas for days. Oil and shefa, koyach. Remember, you can't do 2 things at once physically if you're running and you carry something. Because koyach are giving of self. What's the irony of koyach is that it's separate. It's separate from you. You threw the stone. That's not oil, it's koyach. That weakens you at the time. You have to recover. There's a whole arichas in the Maimon. Yid Medaf Chazran. I know your lives are busy, but you have to chaz it. Akoponim, so what are the two levels we're going to say? The two levels of koyach that he's referring to here?
Well, it seems to be tailored to the expression of the koyach, where the koyach is being expressed. It's going to have its here in that way, take on a shape or a form. Whereas the etzem koyach is saying that doesn't change. It's always.
It's true. I don't think a middle student understood anything. Still, what's the difference? What is helpful here is the simple English translation of the word koyach, which means potential / power, potential. So there's two levels of koyach. The parallel to them is rotzen. That's a koyach klali, as we explained. Rotzen, what at its deepest level, what is the rotzen of a person? You tell me, every human being, not as it's mislabish in lapel and different expressions. What does every being want? Basically, what do you want?
What your pleasure drives you. What your pleasure drives. That's what you want.
I don't want you to invoke Tainug yet. What do you want?
Biologically, or
on every level? I mean, it is okay. Try to be correct. Yes, biologically, physiologically, emotionally, intellectually, on all levels. The rotzen of every nivra is I want to exist and express myself. Or to be actually clearer, I want to be free. That's why people give their lives up for freedom. Freedom or death. As the chinuch says, freedom is imprisonment is worse than death. If I can't express myself and can't be me, I'd rather die. Huh?
The Rhode Island license plate is live free or die.
Yeah. This is all revolutions. The people, everything people fight for, ready to die for. What are they dying for? What they believe is freedom, the expression of themselves. Be liberated. That's the koyach klali. Now, that itself is not the essence of the person. So Chaim was just saying, so this is all I want, and then it's mislabish in a million things. How to achieve that freedom? There's so many things I want that will express this aspect of me, that aspect of me, this, and so on. That's all to express the essential self. That's the koyach atzmi. Again, I am, I want. So he said, if a person is in prison and he can't be in touch with the I am, he's finished. Death is better, because none of his wants can be fulfilled. He's completely at the mercy of others. He's imprisoned. He is not free. How did a Mendel survive and flourish? Because no one can take away the I am, and that's what nourished him, and that's what he expressed. I'm a Yid in prison too. And there's avodah and so on. My wants, I want to put on film. He wants his he has kedusha dika wants. It's deprived, taken from him. And not that I'm a Yid is taken from him. And he came. That's it. And he came out edified by prison, ennobled, cuter, funnier. But I mean, holy, Pashat, cuter. If I could be so audacious to use such a word about Rabbi Mendel, but I mean this in the most respectful way. You guys read the book? You use it. The more you read it, the more you get the sense of what I'm saying. Especially if you met him, heard him talk. At any rate, so just go back here. So the koyach hanasham being referred to here in the Maimer is the koyach atzmi, the I am, higher than I want, which we just addressed now. Right, that's what he meant. Chlal koyach is that it can be expressed in this way or another way. That's already a want that has agendas. Here we're speaking the koyach atzmi. Okay, continuing. So in avodah and in time, in Hadasah is avodah of Moishe and Midas. The mind is fire. The emotions are filled. Whereas the avodah in Zman HaGolus is Kabbalah's the Mesiras Nefesh. Not the inspired Kabbalah's Mesiras Nefesh. What's the word, the key word in the Maimer? What's the state of the Yid? Just one word Hebrew will do. A word you use all the time. Achlata, it's not inspiration. Inspiration, yeah. When you have to make achlata, if you're inspired, you don't have to make an achlata, you just do it. You're inspired to do it. Achlata is, I'll do it. Not inspired. That's Menasham. I'm nachos in the Yid, that's what we do. If you're inspired, there's no need for achlatas. Truly inspired. You grow naturally, natural progression. Comes natural and easy. Achlata is like bchira, comes from the etzem haneshama. It's a choice. So then he concluded in the Ches 3, this is the end of the Maimon pretty much, that the Iker Avodah in the time of let's say put it Be'ikr, the main Avodah in Zman HaBayis is engagement of the Siburim, engaging the world, etc. The Iker Avodah in the Golos, especially the end of Golos, is Nisyonis. As you said in the Maimon, that means to say that the Choshech, the test has no Metzias really. It's nonsense. Just stand up, stand firm, and don't yield, to hold your ground, and it disappears. No one needs your debate or your discussion. Just be a Jew. That's the Avodah of Golus, at the end of Golus, certainly. That's Ikas Avodas Nisyonis. And what did the Maimon say? Tell me, like, beautifully expressed in the Maimon, Avodas Ibrim, the objective is one. Avodas Nisyonis, the objective is something else. And that is, in Birurim, in refining and engaging the world, okay, the objective is what? The world, to elevate the world. Avodas Nisyonis tests, who's the goal here? Who is heaven after? Who's the Eibishter after here? Me, the Adam himself, the person himself. That's what we're holding now at the end of Golus. A lot of darkness, but it's all fluff and emptiness. And there's no substance. The Yid stands up and firm and strong, it's over. Then the Maimer explained, Ve'ehi etzlei omon. That's a pasuk where? What's that talking about? And where is it quoted? First of all, where's the pasuk from? Mishlei, what's it talking about? Who's talking actually? Who's saying the pasuk? Torah is speaking. Torah is talking. And I was for him Omon. And now the next three words, where do they come from? Mitzvahs, Nigla, and Ister. That's from where? The Medrash Rabbah that begins, the whole Medrash Rabbah Bereshis begins with Vayehi etzlei omon, and the Medrash Rabbah gives three taichin on the word omon: muster, pedagog, and mutzner. So this explains that those three, I'm not repeating the explanation now, those three things refer to mitzvahs, nigla, and nister. So what's the meaning of Vayehi etzlei omon? Please tell me. How does the Maimon explain this? And then connects it to Vihehi Oimen. That's the word here, Oimen, Omen, same word. As Hadasah, he, Esther, the culminating message. So now give me the bottom line culminating message. What is the final takeaway of the Maimon? Everybody chime in, everybody, you'll help each other. No? Someone start. So let's make it easier. How does he teach the Oimen as Hadasah based on the Pirush HaMedrash and Chassidus of Vayehi etzlei omon? He brings that to bear to that, and that's the meaning of Oimen as Hadasah. Who's the Oimen as Hadasah, first of all? What's the simple meaning of that pasuk? That Mordechai Oimen, what? He brought up Hadasah. Now, so Mordechai is the Nasi Adoir. The Maimon doesn't spell this out. Again, it's Vatat Tzav. Mordechai is nurturing this in every Yid who comes down to the world of Hel and Hester. How does he bring out? That he Esther, that in the Hester, the Hadasah, the Primis Haneshama should be revealed. The B'chol Ma'itcha, the koyach haneshama, it's most essential way. What's the means by which Mordechai reveals this? Is Omon mitzvahs, nigle chassidus, nigle nista, chinuch, educating I'm saying bechlal, educating our children in mitzvahs, in zman hagolos, and nigle and this. That's what the Medrash is saying. What's what the pasuk is saying? That's why Oimen as Hadasah. That stirs and nurtures Hadasah. He Esther even in the Hester, even in the concealment. Is that clear, friends? Yeah. Okay. So let's review the Maimah. Keep this page there in front of you, and it should be very useful. You'll be able to remember and see where it does not get lost in there. And the other sheet that we had, as you know, that's just going into one subject, which is in many ways the heart of the Maimah, the big chiddush of the Maimah. What's the nitzitz cotton boira? It's atik da'ak, right? So that sheet is a separate discussion. Here you have the conclusion. Okay, now let's learn. Okay, let's go through the Teichen. Okay, Miyol, can you post it? Here, the Hadasah, the Teichen, that sheet there, that small. Looking at this sheet now, I'll just translate it. We should understand it. If there's something you don't understand, then we're missing. You don't have it? No, yeah. The printed sheet. Yeah. I'm sure I posted it. Yeah, we did yesterday, the day before. You just go back to the Chassidus thing. I give out, where is it? Must be there.
That's it. That's it.
That's it. Beautiful. Let's look at it. Hadasah Purim. What the levels of Ponim va'achar ba'ir in Sof? The inner and external. Erin Sof shel ma'ale mishtal shalos. That's the Ponim. The Seder shtal shalos. That's the Achar. That's if we're talking about what Erin Sof. The Seder shtal shalos gufa. What is the Ponim va'achar? Atzilus and Biyah. But Neshamas Yisrael. Yechid is Achar. That's a levush. She levush lenitzutz. She nimshach madrek tachtanish bebeire ponim. That's the nitzutz beire cotton. That's the ponim. And what is that? Next paragraph, he gives us the final conclusion. Nitzutz zem b'chenes machte vasvidish ba'ak. I'm sorry, that was the second level. First one was the levush, then the svidis. B'ayim b'kiyoseh b'chenes pnim yisak. Okay, you know what? We're not going to rush. It's already 6:31. Okay, friends, so we'll have another little chazara, final, the Teichen and Yonim on no. Yes, I'm not going to be in town, but we'll be in Zoom. It'll be on Zoom. Now, Jill, I need a consensus from you because we're going to finish that relatively quickly. We were talking about what we should do further. So on the table, we'd suggest till Purim, a few days till Purim, because this will take the first 10 minutes of Monday. So Aaron had said, we should Tashin Chai, as I keep on quoting, not in translation, because just have it in front of you and I'll just translate so we go through it. Or Tashin Chavdalet, the Maimah that the Fabengim were learning.
Learn all the sequence from the Fabengim?
Yeah, just till Purim, it will have a copy. I think we can download and send you a copy.
I didn't see the Fabrengen, but usually after the Maimah or before the Maimah, the Rebbe discusses in the Sikha about the Maimah.
Yeah, obviously the Fabrengen will make reference. That's all. The Fabrengen is one subject overall. It's one Nakuda, the whole Fabrengen. So what do you want to do? Chavdalet?
We can sleep on it and you can decide.
Yeah. All right, folks. Okay, now we'll continue. Good morning. Take this paper.